Yo, what up? This is Evan Seinfeld from Biohazard, and you are watching Loud TV. Let's go. Well, about 3 years ago, I was going through my third divorce. I was kind of disenchanted with Los Angeles. I felt like I needed to reinvent myself again, which is something that not every guy does, but I seem to have done 5 or 6 times. And for a lot of us, for men especially, you know, we pride ourselves on loyalty and sticking to the plan and never giving up. So a lot of times we stay in jobs or marriages or situations that really don't serve us. Like, it was a great idea at the time, but now it's 20 years later and the world is changing. There's AI, there's different things going on in the world, and sometimes we wake up and find that our lives don't really serve us anymore. And I needed to start over again, so I moved to Mexico. I sold everything that I owned. Didn't know anybody there. I went to Tulum because I liked the place. I feel a really strong energy for the nature there. And I wrote a book, which we're editing right now. It'll be out the end of the summer. My book is called Mantorship. It's a guide to help men connect to our truth, our purpose, our passion, build our confidence, and live better lives. Too often we focus so much on just being the protectors and the providers, as we should, but we forget to take care of ourselves. We get out of shape, we get depressed, we get sad, we get anxious, we get nervous, we get angry, we get old and shitty. How are you going to show up as the best version of yourself to be a good father? What are you teaching your children if you work at a job you hate? You're teaching them to get a job they hate. What are you teaching your children if you're arguing with your wife? You're teaching them to find someone you love and argue with them. We got to really become honest with ourselves with the life we want and live it and have the courage to do it. So by me needing some sounding board for my book, I called some men from Tulum to my house. I lured them in with food. I said, I have a chef. She'll make Mexican food. It'll be delicious. Enchiladas. And about 10 guys showed up. I started reading from my book, talking about today's antiquated version of masculinity, responsibilities, perspectives about how we see things. I started to practice gratitude to keep a positive mental attitude and an abundance mindset, and it really works. I do this through practicing gratitude every day, affirmations, meditation, and little by little this group of men started growing. Because guys heard, hey, you can come to Evan's house. He has this thing called Mentorship, and it's like a safe place for men to share our deepest secrets, our fears. It's a safe place for men to be vulnerable. Where I grew up, the word vulnerable means weak. I never wanted to be vulnerable. Now, today, man, I see strength in vulnerability. If I can tell you that I'm nervous about the show tonight, wow, I feel a little bit less nervous, especially if you go, yo, man, it's okay. I'll be here with you. We learn that we become really attached to stories we tell ourselves, and our thoughts aren't necessarily real. What's real is right here in front of us. So today, we have our own app. It's at mentorship.circle.so, or you can go to mentorship.com, and we have live in-person meetings that we call Circle of Brotherhood. It might be 5 guys, it might be 40 guys. But men are able to authentically share from our hearts what's really going on. A lot of guys show up on the verge of suicide. Men make up 80% of the suicide rate all around the world. Paris, New York, South Africa, it doesn't matter where you go. Why? I ask why. I answer. I believe, we at Mentorship believe, that if more men shared their feelings and talked about what they were dealing with in the day that they're in, less men would reach the point of desperation where they would harm somebody else or themselves. And we're seeing guys really gain progress, gain the courage to quit that job, to start that new business, to ask that woman to marry them, whatever they want to do. We help guys overcome the fear that blocks us from becoming the best versions of ourselves. So in short, Mentorship is a global movement based on honesty, gratitude, and self-development, camaraderie and brotherhood with other men. It's like having a board of directors for your life that keep you accountable. So when I say, I want to go to the gym and get in shape, the guy who leads the meeting will say, who's going to keep Evan accountable? And they say, oh, Pierre. Pierre, you're his accountability partner. You text him every day. Make sure he goes to the gym. We lift each other up. You don't have to do it alone. I've had times in my life where really dark thoughts have entered my mind. I've never tried to kill myself. I think when I was young, I may have been trying to do it slowly with drugs and alcohol and dangerous behavior, which is like a really cowardly way of doing it. It's like, I don't have the balls to do it. I'm just going to fuck up my life. Today, I care about my life. I want to live to 100 or better. Take care of my body. I take care of my mind. I feed my heart with the love in my life. We have a mantra. We say, I am a man. I'm committed to walking the path of self-development and being the best version of myself. I acknowledge the value of my authentic self. I am strong. I am confident. And I'm free to be myself in all situations. When self-doubt creeps in, I will reach out to my brothers in mentorship to lift me up. Time is my currency. Love is my intention. While I know in my heart I am strong, I acknowledge we are stronger together as a community in brotherhood. If that speaks to you, fellas, go to mantorship.com or follow us on Instagram at MantorshipOfficial. I'll be there. We don't talk about religion, politics, or news, current events whatsoever. This is, if you want to talk about that, you can go to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, where everybody is. Mentorship, we work on the inside, right? Why? Because I want the young generation, the next generation of leaders, to be mindful, right? Me, I'm vegetarian. I practice ahimsa, no harm, cause no harm. So I don't eat animals. I don't wear leather. I don't want to do anything that causes harm in the world. Imagine if everybody lived like that. We'd have no war. We'd have no violence. So one man at a time, we're trying to get a little bit better, because I think the ideas that run the governments are really old. The laws are really old. The world is changing faster than it isn't. So if we're not evolving, we can get left behind. And what happens when a man gets left behind? He panics, he gets upset, and he gets angry. And then we have a world full of upset, angry men. I have a fitness app, my own fitness app. I've been working on this for a year. It's called Mindful Warrior. It comes out June 24th. This is an app where I can show other people the things that I have learned about fitness and transformation. When I was 35, I was 102 kilos and fat and tired and lazy, and I was always in a bad mood because I couldn't get up. Today I am 75 kilos. I'm in best shape of my life. I will turn 57 this year. I'm not special. I have discipline and I have consistency, and you can do the same. But I feel grateful that I find this now, because you can become the best version of yourself whenever you're ready. I'm more happy in all the parts of my life. Yeah, I focus on what I'm grateful for. I love the guys in the band. I love the music. I love the fans. I love the opportunity. It's too many good things. In the old days, like most people, after some time, you're doing something you start to focus on what's the problem rather than the solution. So if I don't like something and I don't say anything about it, I'm building up a resentment with this guy, with this thing, with the situation. But when you don't clear these things, it becomes something that you carry on your back. Resentment only hurts you, not the person you resent. So I used to tell myself lots of stories. I was living totally in my fucking ego. It's a very, very lonely, dark place to be. But with time, read a lot of books, meditate a lot, work with my men a lot. I learned to see the positive in all things. And right about the time I figured this out, Biohazard re-entered to my life. We're making a new album. I'm really excited about it. Writing a lot of lyrics right now, working on some music. All the guys are writing. It's exciting.
So when will you release it? Next year?
I mean, I imagine early next year. I couldn't tell you. I don't have the, we're working on it this year. We'll see what happens. Personal goals-wise, I'm always working to get in better shape, make my diet more clean, better, be better in my friendships, be better in my relationships with women, being a good dad. My son is here. He works for the band. He's the guy with the long hair on the stage, Sammy. Love you, Sammy. Man, I'm on a mission right now. My mission is to share this message of mentorship with millions of men. We have an app, like I said, and we have live meetings every day. We have meetings in English, German, Dutch. We have meetings starting in Spanish and French. Parlez-vous français? I speak Spanish, not French, but en español necesitamos compartir nuestros sentimientos. We need to share our feelings. Man, if you hold it in, it's going to come out the other side. You might end up saying something you regret, or worse, doing something you regret. So if something's heavy on your heart, please come to Mentorship.com. Download our app. Join a Circle of Brotherhood meeting and share with other men what's going on with you, because you might find that 5 or 10 other guys feel the exact same way as you. And sometimes when we have a problem, we find out somebody else has the similar problem. It gets a little easier. Together we are stronger. Hey man, you don't have to deal with your problems alone. We will all help you. Right now we've had over 1,000 different men at my home in Mexico for the in-person meeting. But we had a meeting at Bloodstock in England, 35 guys. We had a mentorship meeting in the Netherlands at Dynamo Open Air, Dynamo.
Hellfest?
We're doing one this year at Hellfest. Maybe we have 50 guys. This year we're doing also Jera on Air. We're doing tomorrow in Lille. We're doing one at Download Festival. Sometimes a lot of guys come out. Sometimes guys have really heavy things on their heart. And I feel grateful that I'm showing up for these guys, because sometimes guys just need a fucking hug. Maybe nobody's ever hugged them since they were a little kid. Maybe never. But we're humans. We need love. We need friendship. We need support. We all think we have to do everything alone with our phone. Sometimes I get in the group and say, hey guys, I'm going through a hard time right now. I just broke up with my girlfriend and I'm feeling kind of down. Anybody else want to talk? And fucking 10 guys jump in the room and start saying, hey, me too. I just got single. Let's go hang out. You learn to be present, because, Eckhart Tolle is one of my favorite authors. He talks a lot about human suffering comes from wanting things that you don't have, and attachment to ideas. Attachment to the idea that, I don't know, I'm a big rock star. If I really start to get attached to this idea, I expect people to treat me a certain way. I expect things that have nothing to do with other people. It's like entitlement. It's a sickness. So I need to not be attached to my story. I just need to be. Just be a man. And being a man used to mean being tough and being macho, but the real tough guy is the guy who doesn't need to act macho. He's confident with himself. He's there to be compassionate to others and forgiving and kind. This is strength. This is what mentorship is about.
Especially when you come from Brooklyn, right?
Sure.
And I bet it was not so easy every day.
No, in Brooklyn, it was hard growing up. I was a small kid. I was a little bit fat. I was not confident. And I was scared. Big guys, people killing each other, shooting each other, stabbing each other, beating each other up. You had to know how to talk, how to move, who to talk to, who to not talk to. You had to be smart, you know. Sometimes you had to fight. Sometimes you got your ass kicked. I'm glad I'm here. A lot of guys didn't make it. I feel it's my responsibility to share some of the things that I've learned that have helped me with other men. I kind of see myself like redefining masculinity. Like it's like mindfulness 101. Like the most simple ideas. And we have a lot of guys in the group that are called mentors because they're life coaches, they're breathwork specialists, they're meditation experts. A lot of the men in my group have a lot of gifts. You know, sometimes a guy comes in the group and he's got PTSD because he was in the military in his country. But we got a lot of guys who are ex-military who've dealt with PTSD and they have somebody to talk to. And sometimes we have a guy who he's a law enforcement, he's a policeman or something, and he's got trauma. But we got other guys in the group who used to be policemen or have trauma. And these guys find each other. It's amazing, you know. I'm just starting a new meeting right now. I've been talking to some of my friends from some other bands because, not that it's hard to be an artist. I mean, hey man, look at some of my peers from the 90s. Chester Bennington, Kurt Cobain, Shannon Hoon, Chris Cornell, guys I look up to, Scott Weiland, 20 more. Why? All the singers of the 90s killed themselves. I have my own ideas why, and it's more important for me that I create a safe space because now I feel like I have the power to create this. I have the app. So I'm going to create a meeting for every Monday. Artists, actors, musicians, professional. We have a unique set of circumstances. It's not harder, it's just different. You know, when you're an artist, everybody thinks you have everything. They think your life is easy, you have no problems. They think you don't have diarrhea. They think you don't have a breakup. They think you don't worry about money. They don't realize that you travel 800 kilometers maybe every day. And with this comes its own issues. I'm not stuck here. This is my choice to be here. I never complain about my life these days. I only come from gratitude as much as I can. If I catch myself complaining, what the fuck, I stop. And I say, Evan, what are you doing? Either you want to be here or you don't. Be here, be happy, or go. Fix the problem or go. Too many people love to complain, but this becomes your personality. I know I've done a lot of complaining in my life. Today I choose to avoid it as best I can, you know. Hey man, I'm just trying to have a good experience. And I know when I keep my side of the street clean, when I'm honest with everybody, when I'm transparent with people, when I'm kind, when I go out of the way for others, my life is better. I vibrate higher and I manifest great opportunities and relationships, all that. Look, I didn't know I was going to talk to you. I came downstairs. Gavin said, hey, you want to talk to this guy? Now we're going to reach your audience with my message. This is fucking great. I'm excited.